Welcome to Hood Theory Beer Pong. Number, I don't give a shit. Today, we have a vet.
That's a good number.
We have a reoccurring guest, Kid Icarus, the one and the only. If you didn't know, he has a fucking podcast. Kid Icarus has a podcast. You should go look it up. iTunes or where's the best place to find it?
It might be on iTunes. I don't think so. Spotify. Spotify is the best place to get all the audio, and then now we're on YouTube. So YouTube is the best place with videos.
Go subscribe. Tune in every Wednesday. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe for Hood Theory. We got Cyphers. We got the homie Schizo in the background of the audience.
Glee! What up, what up, what up?
You're going to catch him on the Hood Theory Cypher soon. And of course, you've seen Kid Icarus on the Hood Theory Cyphers. Kid, how many Hood Theory Cyphers you been on right now?
Oh, I want to say 3. I think 3 so far.
Sick. So he's active, man. He's busy. He's on part of the Hood Theory family.
Any opportunity to show off some fun lyrics. That's what I look forward to.
That's the fucking attitude, bro. You always gotta be down, bro. I hate how people are just not down. Like, you can't be stuck in your room. I know people get rich on the computer, but you're gonna feel good about it. Yeah, you might feel good, but you have a fat wallet, but you're gonna feel like shit that you made it all fucking just sitting on your computer instead of going out and meeting some people, dog.
That's right. That's not real. That's not real world. You gotta get in the real world.
Right.
The computer doesn't exist. It's all in your mind. It's the Matrix.
Yes, sir. So, Kid, since he's the guest, he will be going first.
Oh.
So yeah,
we can do a stare off.
If you want to do a stare off, we can do a stare off.
I feel like we gotta play regulation rules.
Regulations. This game wants revenge. Last time I played him, I smoked him. There was no cameras.
I don't believe that happened. You may have dreamed that.
I don't know how, but I've never seen this guy win a single game. I know this guy forever.
All right, let's go. Eye contact. Damn. Fuck. It's never gonna happen, dog.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
What's supposed to happen like that?
He wasn't talking about you.
Who's the most important person in this crew, and that's Psyduck. Psyduck's gonna be on my team. He's gonna give me some strength here.
Oh, you dropped your side duck.
I feel like Psyduck is meant to be on its side.
So, what's up with this Psyduck? This Psyduck looks a lot different than that Psyduck.
That Psyduck's having some problems. His headache's really
He's
bad.
been drinking, huh?
He looks like the Psyduck I want to see. I'll hang out with on the weekend, dog.
Alright, let's see here.
He's more like a side chick.
Vales verga, güey.
Uh-oh.
Verga means, right?
I don't know any of that devil language.
Just say he knows something bad.
Okay.
Very good.
I know cabron.
Clash likes that word.
Fuck. I like winning.
All the people I used to work with like that word.
Shit. Right,
Nice.
Alright. Quick question. So, Kid,
Yes,
where are
sir.
you from? Where were you born? Where were you raised?
Oh, that's a long question, man. I was born in, I want to say Lakewood. I lived in Bellflower when I was a little baby, wee little baby living in Bellflower. I moved up to Washington when I was 3.
That's right. 2 cuts.
Okay. Moved up to Washington when I was 3, lived there till I was, I think, 11, and moved to Arizona. Left Arizona when I was 14, lived in Colorado till I was 16, and then 15, and then moved back to Bellflower when I was 15.
Alright, so overall we got 3 stops before you hit 18, right? Lakewood, Bellflower, or 4 stops. Lakewood, Bellflower, then we got Colorado, and we got Arizona.
Washington.
Washington.
California, Washington, Arizona, Colorado, back to California.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Obviously we spend more time in California, right?
Now it's been the most time. Throughout my childhood, it was mostly in Washington, but that was from 3 to 11, so half of it I don't even remember, you know? Yeah, I think the most influential place I was in was Arizona, because that's where I was in middle school. I was in Colorado my freshman year, and then I was homeschooled my sophomore year, and failed every single class except for PE.
There you go.
And so I had to repeat sophomore year. Once I came to California, I repeated sophomore year and completed the rest of my high school and stuff.
So was it kind of like a negative influence? You feel like not a negative influence, but
The
negative
moving?
at the moment. I know, like probably back now, you probably look back at it as all cool, but at the moment, I'm pretty sure it fucks you up because you make your sets of friends and just unless you're a social butterfly.
I think it was actually like in the moment I thought it was awesome because I was moving around, seeing new places. In hindsight, the move to Colorado and then almost immediately to California kind of messed me up because I didn't I didn't have time in Colorado to have a social group. I was in school for my freshman year and then was homeschooled for my other year. So like it was 1 year to be around other people. So I was alone for that first sophomore year. Just
Colorado.
Yeah, just hanging out, playing Warcraft on my computer and skating around the neighborhood. Like legitimately no friends. But gave me time to work on music and stuff. It gave me my weird personality being alone a bunch. So I'm into that. I think it's overall a good thing. I like to say I have a general philosophy that all that is good. Like I don't think that anything, no matter how bad it is ever actually bad. I think it all works together for good.
That's one positive way of looking at things.
I like the puzzle of trying to figure out how it all makes good. I think it does. So like, how does it? So that's how I spend my time trying to figure that out.
You made one, did you?
I did. It was the second one from the front.
This one there?
Yep.
Got it on camera.
Okay, so I know some of your background. So you've been around. You grew up. Were you always in like Christian, like brought up like in private schools? Or?
No, I was in public until middle school. 6th grade, I got moved from public into Christian schools. I don't know if there was a reason. There wasn't one that I was ever aware of, but my mom's the type of person to lie and say there wasn't a reason if there was,
Have you ever like gone down that rabbit hole? Not to get super religious, but there is a Christian community out there. But have you ever gone down that rabbit hole? That's supposedly it's like a huge controversial debate between homeschooling and public school and Christianity, or like.
I am heavily against public schools, especially now. Like I think public schools.
Okay, so there we go. Good topic. So you got a kid. You're not gonna want him to put him in public school.
I don't think so. I'm kind of against public things in general.
That's yours.
Nice catch.
I think that why would we entrust the government to teach our kids? And why do the kids need to exist in a place where it's basically daycare for 8 hours and then they're given homework? Could you imagine a job where you don't finish the work in your 8 hours and so they give you 2 extra hours of work to do?
Suck. That's
right? And we act like schools preparing kids for the workplace, but there's no job that would do that without giving you extra money. You would get overtime if you were working 10 hours, but they go to school for 8 hours and then they have homework. That's ridiculous. And really it's the teacher's job to teach them. If the teacher can't do their job in the 8 hours, then that's a failure on their part, not on the student's part. But yeah, I think that schooling generally, there's such a low barrier of entry to become a teacher, and yeah, I don't like the system the way it's set up. I don't know if there's a better one for the kids that don't have strong role models around them. They probably need some kind of routine and security that the school provides. But for kids who have 2 parents who are able to spend enough time with them for the kid to naturally pick up everything they need, school is not necessary. I think that I learned more from video games than I did from schools. Because I did a lot of reading in video games. I played a lot of nerdy RPGs, and I picked up some Latin because that's what all the nerdy RPGs have. And Yeah, I feel like I learned a lot more from just playing video games or reading or watching movies.
You ever seen Phil of the Future?
No, I have not. I feel like
So
it sounds familiar.
In Phil of the Future, supposedly it's about a kid that's from the future, whatever the fuck. So supposedly in his time, school was that you will go to a room in your house, sit down, lens will come over to your eyes, and it would give you education, like type of like brainwashing, type of like kind of like put like
the Matrix
type, almost like Matrix type of thing, but like like showing it like kind of like subliminal, bunch of stuff like that. So like even though that's like fiction, what would you think about the thought of that? Like there'd be a world where your class is in your room, and yeah, pretty much you don't go have like a public school, like you say, like public, or you're not in like other peers.
The problem with any kind of attempt to teach is that there's no separation between knowledge and moral judgment. Like you can't tell somebody a fact without imbuing in it your view of the world. And since we live in a culture that values diversity of views, it's kind of weird that we have this system that's set up to indoctrinate. Like there is no difference between education and indoctrination. I don't think that it's possible to teach, and I don't think that that's inherently negative. I just think like the people who should be in charge of indoctrinating your child is you, because somebody has to do it. They're going to be indoctrinated by somebody, and I don't trust.
Like people like to talk a lot
bureaucracies
about how
that,
the Catholic
especially
Church
when,
is full of pedophiles and they molest kids and then they get moved to a different church, which is true. But so does any institution that watches over kids. Daycares do it all the time, and the public school system does it all the time. That's they got rooms at schools that are like these teacher suspension rooms that where like a teacher gets in trouble, gets a harassment complaint, and they get sent to this room for a while, and they don't have their job as a teacher, but they're still getting paid.
Really?
And then eventually they get just moved to a different school, and nobody talks about it. I don't know if that's true. I have not done any research on that.
It's something you've heard.
Yeah, it's something I've heard.
YouTube yourself, go down the rabbit hole, see if kids full of shit or not.
From what I understand, there is just as much.
So like how they do with Catholic priests, that they
it's
they
the
fuck
same
up
kind of
and then
system.
they try to tell them out.
Because the school, the people who are running it are more concerned about the backlash.
We get 2 straight lines.
Right, for sure.
Thank you.
They're more concerned about the backlash if anybody finds out than they are about getting rid of the abuser.
For sure, you always gotta protect the guy. Like I remember this scene in The Office, kind of reminds me of it. That he's scared that HR is gonna come down with the lawyers because the boss is being fucking offensive and sexually harassing people and freaking. So the lawyers come in and he's all like trying to like not tell them anything, and they tell him, "No, you don't get it. We're the company. These lawyers are for you. Like we want to hear everything you gotta say." So we can defend you and make sure you don't get fired, you don't get sued, and in trouble and look bad in the public. And then after we like feels all fucking relieved, and he's like all happy, like he's like, oh fuck yeah, I can do what the fuck I want, and like fucking just get her out my back. So it's kind of like the same thing, like it's trippy how to think about that. Like they care more about the reputation, and it's fucked up because if you think about it, like it happens in families, like I've like know a lot of people who somebody gets molested in the family, and the family's like more worried about the family's reputation, and like they're worried about like getting this guy to jail and like get justice, and like it's a fucked up situation, and it's reality, and and hopefully that family, like somebody in the family speaks up, and then fucking, but it's shit like that, it's crazy how somebody will protect. And that's what we were saying. That's like the true like ultimate level of religious. Like we were saying at work the other day, because. You don't care if what your institution or your movement or what your beliefs are error or wrong. You don't give a fuck. You care more about the reputation, and like this thing has to be true. Like when you get exposed to something and you're like like you think about it, you at least let it sink in the rebuttal of what your beliefs are, or unless you get religious and go like, nah, I'm not even gonna think about it, and then especially it's worse especially when kids are getting harmed. Like,
me and my dad were talking about Wild Wild Country. You ever see that on Netflix?
No,
I haven't seen it. I've seen clips of it. But I think, it's about one of them cults. And I think what ends up happening is he, like, starts marrying off the dude's wives. And, like, that's always the end game of cult, Like, the leader always is like, I'm going to take your wife as my wife. And it's like, why? Like, what happens in these dudes' minds where they're like,
Well, think about it,
that's
dude.
a good idea, yeah.
You have a bunch of people following you, and then
Can I
their
get
chicks.
2 lines?
What are you doing coke on the show?
Yeah.
What's it called? What's it called?
2 bars.
Yeah, like
Still
it's gotta happen because like that's the whole alpha male thing, isn't it? Like you lead everybody to a point where you're fucking everybody's bitch.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking the most animalistic thing you could think about, Like
Yeah, so it makes sense from the woman's perspective to be like, yeah, I want that guy. I'm okay with being that guy's wife now. What doesn't make sense is the dudes whose wives are leaving being like, I'm gonna still be in this cult. He's still my leader. Like, what? That's those people have zero self-respect.
That's the ultimate
No
self-respect.
It is, right?
Like, that's my boy.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild country.
Okay, so why you bring Wild Country? How's that really begin? Like,
because we were talking about religion. It's about cults, and that's always the end game of cults. That's always the last step. Is the cult leader taking everyone's lives? Waco, yeah.
See that show?
Yeah. I love it.
I haven't seen.
I like how you said wacko. He's like Waco.
Yeah.
I always call it wacko. It's like it's natural for me to. That guy's a wacko, man.
Yeah,
what can I fucking say? The guy was a wacko. He convinced. I admit he's player and he's fucking a good salesman because he convinced a bunch of guys to let him fuck their wives while they just come and think he's the next Jesus. Like it's sad. That's where like you need some type of structure when you're growing up. You can't have that mentality of believe in anything you hear. Like that's why like even if you grow up with like beliefs, like Catholicism, Muslim, Christian, you gotta at least like put like an anchor in your kid that hey, you can't believe and trust anybody. Like
here's the thing though, to tie it back to schools, as long as they're not hurting anybody, if they're just marrying these people's wives, if they're just in consenting relationships with these wives, I don't think the government should step in and force these kids to go to school. Because I don't trust government bureaucracy to raise kids any better than I do wacky religious people in the mountains. Like if they
I get you. I agree. I feel like I want to agree with you 100%. I feel like maybe there might be an argument that I don't know about, but when it comes down to freaking that there's no difference between education and indoctrination. I feel like there is. I would like to believe that there has to be a way we can find a way where people can like teach and not teach their own beliefs. Because like I feel like, but that's the fucked up part. Because like the only teachers I feel like I didn't know what their beliefs were, what they stood for, were the boring teachers. The teachers that never made an impact in my life.
Here's the thing, learning about World War II. Did you ever get the sense that anyone was unbiased against Hitler?
Like, what do you mean? Oh, unbiased?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. You don't.
Right? And I'm not saying they should be unbiased. I'm saying they should be. Anytime you teach, you should be biased.
Mind doing me a favor? You want to talk about Hitler with this guy and play a little bit? A celebrity shot while I take the restroom?
I thought you were saying that because he's the other white guy in the room.
No, he's not white.
I'm not white at all.
He's not white at all.
You ready?
Yeah. It's my turn, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't even know, but I have it on camera.
They'll tell us.
I see what you did there, bud.
What'd I do there?
You did a little technique. You're waiting for someone to go and grab the ball out, and then you shoot.
Oh, yeah. Well, shoot while he's blocking the cup. Yep, that's the good move.
But hey, man, hit your hand.
Oh, nice.
Was that one out so I can make it in the same cup?
You can make it in the same cup, isn't it?
Yeah, but you could take out the ball so that way it won't bounce out.
Okay, yeah.
I already see, so you could be a gentleman.
I see, yeah.
Yeah, at least he's letting you know,
Almost same cup.
So you guys know each other or no?
Yeah, of
Yes,
course.
sir.
Yeah? How do you guys know each other?
From the hip hop industry.
Yeah, hanging out at the shows and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think I would have met you at the first Vicious show, the first Vicious Punk show.
That makes sense.
Yeah, back in what, June of 2021.
So the little rockers, huh?
That's the hideout.
I'm
That's
back.
the hideout for me.
Yeah,
back
that's
crew.
a good place.
My back crew.
Over with.
That's where I blend in. That's where I blend in
Oh, he lost
with
his
the
cup.
rest of the masses.
That's cool. So you guys probably know each other for a few years now, I believe. Then
Yeah.
Yup.
that's cool, man.
Been a couple
Shout out to
years.
Schizo. He made it in.
I made
Yeah.
a shot.
Better than this guy over here. I don't know how this guy beat this guy. This guy just made it look better than
We'll have a rematch.
this guy.
So, what were we saying about Hitler? Oh, no, there was never anything unbiased about Hitler, right?
Yeah, you can't teach World War II without being biased.
You know, that
against
stuff
it.
crossed my
That's
mind
okay.
before. It made me think like Holocaust is real. It did happen. Hitler's a bad person. He should burn in hell. But I did cross my mind, like, what if, you know how they always have that thing that say the history is written by the winner? Like,
Yeah.
it does cross my mind, you know?
It's a
Like,
hood theory.
it's a hood theory. Hood theory. It's a theory. There's no fact, but you know, like, you think about it, like, fuck, what if, like, you know, like, there was other sides of Hitler we don't get to hear about because we won and we make him look like the fucking devil.
Hey, you want me to play devil's advocate here?
Alright, go. Go, Keanu.
You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. You can't go to the moon without killing some Jews.
Oh, so what are you trying to say, that the Jews made us, put us in the moon?
No, I'm saying
We never went to the
Nazi
moon.
Scientists put us on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
After we won the war, we took all their best scientists and we had them work for us, and that's how we
those
got to
guys
the
die,
moon.
right? You can't put a bullet in those guys' brain.
So, like,
a little too precious.
Operation Paperclip.
Yeah, for sure. I've heard about a lot of this stuff, and it's crazy, you know, like.
here's the question: if you could cure cancer, but all you had to do was wipe out 10 million Jews.
And it's a fact, right? And it's a fact.
Okay, where the fuck are we going with this?
I'm just gonna say out of this
asking
one.
a moral question. Would it be the
Would
right
kill
thing
any
to
million
do?
people? Yeah, would you kill 1 million people to cure
I
cancer?
said 10 million people. Would
10
you
million.
kill
10
10 million people to cure cancer?
Will you kill 10 million people to cure cancer?
'Cause-
Shit.
Think about it. How many people die forever from cancer? More than 10 million. So would it be the right thing to do? I think no. I think there is.
I like how you fucking set that up. I think no.
I was waiting for your answer.
I think that there is some ethics teachers who would disagree with me because it's better, because they're looking at it as a math problem. It's better to save the infinite amount of lives in the future than the 10 million people now. I think that once you put your finger on the scale, that's when the morality comes in. If you do the killing, then you're the one at fault. You know, but if you don't, then it's not your fault that cancer exists, but it is your fault if you kill 10 million Jews.
So, if I don't drop a bomb on this suicide bomber, if I choose not to kill this 30 people, this group of 5, does that, you're saying that it's better to not kill that suicide bomber and let him go and kill more than for you to kill that suicide bomber, having that on your conscience, on your record, you know?
I disagree on that part because killing a suicide bomber is a good act in itself, I think, because he is a suicide bomber.
But you'd be killing cancer.
But you'd be killing 10 million innocent people. Like if let's say 10 people are gonna die, but I could kill one innocent person and save the 10 people. I think it would be wrong for me to kill the one person to save the 10. If they're an innocent person, I don't think there's any way that I should.
And the Prime Minister of Europe, of England, how they were all in debate on the decision. And the decision was, should we drop a bomb on the suicide bomber, take out all this little posse, and they said, should we do that? But, and then they go, there's a little girl right outside his house selling bread.
Yeah.
And then, like, this whole decision, they're like, dude, like you know, Professor Snape plays a general, and he was like, dude, like, and then he has a badass quote where he tells one of the politicians, like, never ask a soldier if he plays a general, because they never ask a soldier the consequences of a battle, you know?
Yeah.
And he goes, and the whole movie's about how they try to, like, you know, making a decision, like, should we blow this spot up or we're gonna kill this little girl?
Yeah.
And like, and it's fucked up because like you do kill that little girl to save more people, and that what ends up getting coming like the message of that movie was you're gonna create more terrorists.
Mhm.
Cause like that's what one
Yeah,
thing I've
because
seen.
her
is-
family is gonna want revenge.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Like, who wouldn't want to fucking get revenge? I don't give a fuck who the fuck you believe, who the fuck you are. You kill, like, my family, I'm gonna hate you, dude.
Yeah.
And, like, it's gonna take something, like, supernatural to make me forgive you, you know?
Mhm.
And so fucking... So it's real life shit. And, like, those are decisions that fucking... We could toy around and say, you know, like, oh, do you fucking let the train kill one person and save
Yeah.
the three or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, there's people who are there, like, right now, gotta make those decisions.
Yeah.
And, like, it's
The,
fucking crazy.
why I asked Marky Mark is because he's in that movie about the SEAL Team 6 guys.
I haven't seen... No, I've
Don't
seen
remember
Lone
the
Survivor.
title. Yes, that's it.
Is
That's
that
it. I think it's about the SEAL Team 6 guys. If
I
not,
believe
it's
so.
still a true
Yeah,
story
it's
where
as
like
bad as movie.
they have the decision to either kill the kid or like tie him up, and they choose to tie him up, and he ends up like escaping and like
Yeah, it's a fucking
telling his
horror,
people.
see?
and stuff.
So that's why, like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like, and when it comes down to, like, right now we can fuck around, but for dudes in, like, life and death situations, like,
Yeah, they're
No, like,
they're making those.
they're probably be looking at you like fucking crazy, and like, I'm gonna kill 10 million people. Though.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. That's like real power, you know, like, you're calling some shots.
Yeah, right. That's
And,
that's the
like,
thing. You
Respect
gotta
to the
really
people.
believe
Respect
in
to
it.
the people who have to make those hard decisions, and fuck those people who are corrupted by fucking outside sources and financial and have their fucking other reasons. Because I like that dude Jocko.
Yeah.
I like what Cody said. He said if somebody wants to make a better gun and a better armor to help our people not get killed, but it benefits him financially, I don't see no problem with it. When the problem is that he only has the intention of benefiting himself financially and
Yeah.
doesn't care about like his purpose isn't really for like for the safety of the soldiers. He just wants to fucking make money. Then yeah, that guy's gonna fucking be a problem because that guy's gonna fucking want war, regardless.
Mhm.
Like, so I like that. Like, you could have two intentions at the same time, but
But yeah, when it's just the money, then it starts.
yeah,
getting
something's wrong. Like,
weird.
kind of what we were talking about. Like, you do art for like fun of it, for the love of it, for the passion, for the culture. And if you make money, you can make some money. Like, it handles, you know.
Mhm.
But if your mindset is just financial or physical gain, then yeah, you're gonna fucking either you're gonna have heartache or you're gonna be fucking materialistic. Cause like,
Mhm.
especially a lot of heartache. Cause like, dude, realistically, any business from business to art, like, it's gonna be hard for you to make it. Like, that's just fucking life.
Yeah.
So like, if your intention is like, you know, the short term, like, oh, like, I'm gonna make rich tomorrow. Like, of course you're gonna give up as soon as you fucking don't make $1. So when you lose $1, you're gonna fucking give up.
Yeah.
At least that's my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the truth. You gotta have something deeper than money to chase after.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wow, we still gotta-
Oh, that one's still going on?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
audio. I'm trying to use that audio mostly.
Okay.
Now you guys know the little secrets in the back, behind the scenes stuff. I just use a camera. I don't have
Gotta
no
cut that.
microphone.
Hey, I still wanna play Schizo for one of those, one of his merch stuff.
Huh?
We gotta bring Schizo so we could play him, and I could beat him
Yeah,
for a
but I'll
price.
Set up a game if he wants to like do a competition. He wants to do a competition where the winner will get a
Prize?
merch.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I can set up. I can set up like I'll set it up good. I'll have like more than like just one game. You know, set of 4.
And different people and shit.
Yeah, I'll make it good. That's work to do, but they're gonna win some merch, bro. I'm fucking making play more than one game, dog.
Sick.
Fuck that.
That's right. You gotta have a
heard
whole
this shit,
tournament
dog.
set up.
Oh, bro, don't forget your piece over there and stuff.
Yeah,
Appreciate every independent motherfucker that's trying to hustle and trying to get their shit out there, from selling tacos, selling shirts, selling music. Appreciate the fucking work, cause fucking wait until you start trying to do some shit, dog. And like, it's fucking hard, dog. But it's all about community.
I wanna-
About crew life.
I want to push back against your support. What'd you say? Appreciate all of them. I don't appreciate all of them.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm just.
He said he was gonna do devil's advocate, so.
Pushing back, you know. Because all the people pushing their stuff, I don't appreciate all of them.
Not all of them.
Not all of them. He's like, fuck them.
Not if
There's
I'm
like
in it.
3. You know Jeff? Nah, that guy's the worst.
Yeah, I know some bad guys. Alright,
Yeah.
Your shots?
Yeah, it's my shots. But no, Pioneers of Tomorrow.
What's that?
If you get the chance, check out the Nick Crowley video on YouTube about it. It is this Palestinian kids show. It is the wildest thing. Like, it's set up like it's supposed to be Sesame Street or something. But then they have kids call in and talk about how their dream in life is to
die in the attempt to kill as many Israelis as they can. Like little kids, like 10-year-olds, 11-year-old, and it's like this little 12-year-old girl and this like big mascot character. The first season looked like Mickey Mouse, and then it turned into a giant bee in the second season because they got sued by Disney. Because
Okay, yeah, I
even
did
if
not.
they're-
The Mickey Mouse thing does sound familiar.
yeah, I think the
haven't
Mickey
seen-
Mouse was a meme for a while.
Yeah, I seen the snippet of Mickey Mouse and like people saying like, oh, I want to kill Israelis or like like kill them all and shit. And
Oh, going for 3.
yeah, I'm cheating right there.
Got it on camera.
Got on camera.
Yes.
I got that on camera too.
Yeah,
Kid is not gonna beat me.
It's the wildest thing. The Nick Crowley video is like an hour and a half, and he goes through season by season and shows like all the darkest stuff about it and talks about the history of it and stuff. What's wild is that it's pretty much a terrorist organization. Disney still has the power to sue them and make them change their character mascot. Like
Disney's got power.
That's a fuck. You see, that's where I'm at. Like, I know it's not about the money. We were just talking about that, but dude, like, I'll be honest. I'm not a guy that votes. I'm not a guy that follows a lot of politics, and maybe I should. Yeah, I should educate myself more on what's going on and shit. But honestly, at the end of the day, like how everything's set up, our votes don't matter unless you got a fucking wallet. Come in with a wallet with a fat ass pocket, homie. Because like, that's the only way you're gonna actually have your vote's gonna matter. You're gonna change laws, and like that's what kind of fantasy I want. Like I don't care if it happens when I'm 70, but I want to be able to have my vote count and be able to tell president, yo, I want this law, I want that law for my company.
I want a tax break.
Like until then, I will care about politics. Until then, like right now. Because our vote don't count. They don't care about the lobby list. Like I want to be a lobbyist. Like
That gang banging mentality, fool.
Like,
Huh.
Gotta get a gang for that shit.
yeah, they are cool, like, dog. Build empires, dog.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Very brother.
Yeah, so that's where my mindset is at. Like,
And maybe I'm too childlike and innocent, but I think our votes super matter. Your voice matters, is what I'm saying.
I would say your voice matters. Your voice matters, yes. I'm pretty sure my voice can make a lot more impact than my vote, though.
I think that might be true, but I think that polls might matter more than votes, like where they ask what people care about instead of what they actually vote. There's a problem with our two-party system, I'll tell you that. Like, I hate the mentality that people have where they're voting for the lesser of two evils. Like, if that's the case, if you're voting for the guy you hate the least, don't vote. Like,
That's me every year.
Let's set it right.
That's me every year. I ain't voting, dog.
I voted for Kanye last election.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I should have wished I would have voted. Honestly, if fucking Kanye does it again, I'm voting for Kanye.
Now though he's a bit crazier now than he was last
Hey
election.
man, we were almost being borderline anti-Semitic a few minutes ago.
I almost fell in his path. And
Bro.
you know what?
At least he will have a president with character.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I like Kanye. I like Kanye. People talk about Kanye. I like Kanye. That's me trying to quote his Hitler quote, but about him, But yeah, I kind of get what he's doing with the Hitler stuff. Like not putting up boundaries to be like, this person. I mean, yeah, I was doing the same exact thing earlier. He's just been doing it a little bit weird lately.
But with a bigger fucking microscope.
And his Netanyahu joke on Alex Jones, he had a net and a Yuhu because the president of Israel is named Netanyahu, so he was like, Netanyahu, I hate you, Kanye. And it was weird. He's kind of going crazy. Like, that was the moment I was like, oh, he really is.
Have you seen the Drunk Champs full interview? Drunk Champs, I think that.
Drunk Champs, no.
Yeah, it's like a hip hop one. And that one, that's where he did that one before Alex Jones. And he said that's where he had a lot of the original anti-Semitic like stuff.
Yeah.
He was already on that roll like on Twitter, but then like right there he had like a video of him saying shit. And yeah, out of context, he says some fucking crazy shit. He's like, yeah, I'm anti-Semitic. He says it. But you watch it in context, he's saying that I'm jealous that Jewish people were able to come up from their struggles and his black people haven't been able to come up and those make the same advancements.
Yeah, he's
And,
probably
like-
been reading.
And
some
like
Thomas
he's
Sowell.
saying he's jealous. He says I'm jealous of Jews.
Yeah.
And like straight up, I'll be honest. Like yeah, jealousy's bad, but I'm gonna fucking be straight up. I'm jealous of fucking of Jews
Yeah.
that they come up and we don't.
Yeah, why
And
do they
that makes me that
people?
makes me anti-Semitic. Like he's like yeah, they went through the Holocaust, they went through persecution. Like he's saying we went through slavery and persecution. How come we haven't came up? And I'm jealous that we haven't fucking advanced. And he said if that makes me anti-Semitic because I say I'm jealous of Jews, then fuck it. And then he started being Kanye and started, like saying
He
some crazy
doubles
shit.
down.
I feel like someone put
Yeah.
something on his water.
People criticize him.
I feel like somebody put something on his water.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like
Hood
Kanye
theory.
is just like his being himself because like freaking like he's in a position where he has so much success and power and influence that he doesn't have to care about any outside source for him to
And-
say his opinion.
Like he recognizes the fact that like he doesn't owe people anything. Like they can criticize him, like, but it's not his job to listen to them and feel bad that they're mad at him. Like they want him to feel bad that people hate him now and then backtrack. And he's like, no, I'm not going to give you that power over me just because you're mad. I'm not going to walk back in fact, I'm going to go further. And when he goes further, that's when he crosses some lines. But yeah, I get the mentality. Yes.
Shit.
All right.
Don't call him that.
Fucking kid.
I'm a kid. Got this childlike innocence, believing in elections and whatnot.
Kid at heart, man, everywhere else, ladies.
Child like this is leaving elections. Boy, I hope Kanye wins, man.
Yeah, right?
For sure, that's like that whole concept of the whole Donald Trump and fucking Kanye thing, and if that ends up being our future, like some fucking idiocracy thing where
With
celebrities,
celebrities.
like it's just
yeah.
like the most like controversial celebrities are the ones running our fucking. Again, that's where I like what one guy said. Like, if you really want, to believe this fucking presidency shit and like election shit, when in reality, like he sees it like this, that the presidency and elections are like the old lady neighbor that I have. Whenever there's a party in an apartment and I want it to get shut down, I go to her and I have her go and call the cops.
Yeah.
And like so that way I'm not the bad guy. I don't feel bad. It goes in reality. We try to we elect these people and we put them like, oh, this is the people who are representing our country. When in reality, it's fucking FBI, CIA, all these people that are like,
Yeah,
fucking
I'll tell you what.
shots.
Anybody who like pushes politics a lot, who's like a major like, oh, you better support this, you better push this bill, or you're a horrible person. Anyone who does that kind of stuff, if they don't vote for local judges, I don't care about their opinion. Because like, if you want to change something, change a judge. Because the judges get to really control people's lives. They get to decide, like, oh, I'm going to see this case. I'm going to decide whether or not this evidence was gathered fairly. Like, they have...
I didn't know that regular judges have to be elected in.
Yeah, every judge is elected. They have it on little local ballots, and
Mhm.
you can look into it. I don't look into it. I don't know anybody who looks into it.
I'm aware of it, but I don't look into it.
I assume it's just lawyers. I assume lawyers vote for the judges. Most judges are former lawyers. It's probably just a popularity contest amongst the lawyers because who else knows? Nobody's paying attention to that. And I think that if...
Well, that's the shit that you should be paying attention to.
Right?
Because like,
And it's also where we have the most power. Because if somebody's in the local district and there's 50 people voting for them, me being the 51st person could swing that election. Me voting for the president where there's, 20 million people voting? Me being the 20 millionth and one vote isn't going to swing that election. But the local judge, I can actually make a difference. Like I said, I don't.
rebuttal. No, I'm being literal.
Yeah,
I
like,
got this. I got this.
I
I'm
don't,
swinging.
but yeah, we could. We could have power.
Fuck!
There we go.
I don't have the power today, guys.
That's right, undefeated 101s.
So
What?
had a undefeated one. Oh, he is undefeated in 101.
Undefeated 101.
I kicked his ass off the camera.
Hey,
Smoked him.
I got it all on camera, bro.
But
All my teammates dragged me down, apparently.
Oh,
Hey, that was a close match, though. 1-1 cup.
I ain't play. I'm not playing with you ever again. Like I'm playing against him from here on out. He's gonna be my opponent. quote me on that. At least for 10 games. So, thank you, Kidder Chris,
Dude,
for coming
thank you
by
for
to
having
Hood
me.
Theory.
This was a great conversation.
You guys already recognize him.
Kidder
He's been on Hood Theory family. You've seen him here before. You're going to keep seeing him around. Make sure you check out his podcast. It drops every Wednesday. At what time?
It's typically around 9:30.
9:30. Make sure you stay tuned. Like, share, subscribe. His show, my show. Put them on a playlist. Let them scroll, like play at the same time. And it was a great conversation. I feel like it's like one of the
That was
best,
fun.
like fruitful conversations. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting. And see you next time.
Go. And that's Hood Theory.
And that's it, dude.
Everything that was said in this podcast is up for your own opinion, guys.